I saw Cassie grow up from a little girl that was willing to like give every, you know, lap dances basically. You know, and get drunk and just have a good like model time. She was a sweetheart though, but seeing her do like just have a good time as a young girl and then turn into like, no, this is what I want. But she had watched me and she had watched so many other women. So I see that, the power, but I didn't see how she was being kept somewhere she didn't want to be. I didn't see that.
That part right there. I didn't see her as somebody that's being kept in a place that she does not want to be, which means and this woman is against, well, no, the other woman is against Diddy. So I'm not going to say she is against Diddy, but she doesn't see a woman in Cassie that does not want to be with Diddy, does not want to do all these different things, does not want to indulge in all the things that Diddy had to offer. That's literally what she's saying. I didn't see her as somebody that is kept. She is indulging.
I was shot in the face by Puffy.
What happened legally, like on the record?
They were concerned with him being able to pay off everybody on the witness list, and they cited my case, which is why they did not give the witness list until April 18th. They cited my case in their documents.
I want to know why she's not on the stand. Maybe because it happened so many years ago. So for those who don't know who this woman is, this is the woman that was allegedly powed in the face in the club when Shine went to jail, and when Diddy gave J-Lo the gun and all the other stuff, and when J-Lo broke up with Diddy because things got too crazy. Why isn't she on the stand? And I can understand why she isn't, because like I said, it may have happened too long ago, but I don't know. But everybody, drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at, and make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at.
Because they understood back then when his attorneys were granted the witness list up front, every single witness disappeared. Almost every witness. Did you hear what his attorney said at the beginning? His attorney said they were discussing having me testify, and his attorney said there's only one living witness left from 1999. What? First of all, y'all weren't the attorneys of that case. Why would you know such a thing? Why would you be privy to this information? And first of all, that's a lie. There's not just one living witness. I'm here. Julius Jones is here. Lots of people are here. Wow. But why would that be information that you tell? This is what they told the U.S. Attorney's Office. There was only one surviving witness. That's a whole lie. Could it be because they paid everybody off or picked everybody off?
Picked everybody off is a part. So let me share my screen. We're about to show what's going on outside of the courtroom right now. Everybody hit the like button as you come in and check this out. I think this is interesting. God gets...
In Jesus' name. Salvation can only be found in Jesus. No, I'm right here. Here, put me in cuffs. I don't give a fuck, you bitch ass nigga. Woo!
This is what's going on outside of the courtroom.
Like I said, war's coming.
Right now.
War's coming. I just farted in their face. I just farted in talking. And these are the war, man. This is what white supremacy looks like. When this white federal government has a nigger do they work for them.
Nope. Cassie's husband.
That's Cassie's husband.
Oh, what's
You're gonna see them testifying. No, you're gonna watch it. You're gonna see it all.
how did it seem
It's a lot. Yesterday it was really hard to go through a lot. And she holding up.
Douglas Wigdor.
How do you feel like
situation that was happening. So I'm asking you, you talked about her credibility, right? I feel like yesterday made her seem, we empathized with her yesterday. Today, we're seeing that there may have been almost like a motive to her anger, her upset, which resulted in the lawsuit and that where we are today.
No, with Gina, with Kim.
With Gina, with Kim.
The facts are the facts, the texts are the texts, and I think that the evidence will be clear as the case goes on and Cassie's testimony goes on, and we'll see what the jury does.
No. You think? I'm asking you, man. I mean, you the same thing we heard. You think Cassie's definitely a good answer?
Oh, hey, almost, I looked and see. Hold on, let me.
All right, so I showed you the facial expression. How does he?
I actually really couldn't see his facial expressions either until he turned around and saw his kids, and always loving, always happy to see them. So
His kids are very supportive. What about the look when Cassie is looking at him?
I didn't see that. I actually wasn't looking for that. I'm not here to put a microscope on Cassie. That's not what this is. This isn't Sean Combs versus Cassandra Ventura. This is Sean Combs against
Do you think this could be a bigger story on the music industry as a whole, as opposed to just Puff Daddy? Do you think that maybe they're targeting him, or what is your opinion on that?
All I'm focused on is Sean Combs right now.
That's it. I understand. And what's your name one more time?
Holly Bear.
Holly Bear, nice to meet you, man. Thank you very much.
All right, so how's the kids feeling? How's the kids? I mean,
Everyone's motivated and energetic and upbeat, and I think waiting for this day to be able to showcase what's been happening in real time.
And the girls, where are the girls?
They have graduation and prom. It is May in Los Angeles. Everyone graduates and has prom.
Oh yeah.
This is what happens in Los Angeles. So I don't know what New York. But everyone is exiting school and they're seniors.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's good to at least allow them some normalcy in their lives.
Absolutely.
I think that because she asked, what did we think?
Right.
So you answered and I responded. You can see she left. She didn't.
No, of course, she don't care for what we got to say.
No, she cared about what you had to say because you were agreeing with her. But as soon as I started saying something, that she left.
But I care for what you're saying, right?
What I'm saying to you guys is that they have not yet proved to me that Cassie's a liar. And that's the most important thing for me, right? Everything that she said yesterday, she said today. What they're trying to do, they're bringing out the receipt. I'm sorry.
You think she was consensual in the activity?
I think that she got to the age where she was going to do anything that he wanted to do to make him happy, and she made that clear the whole time. And she has not yet
even moments when she were able to leave and she could stop, still continue to initiate things. And
because she wanted to be with him. She.
So I like what she's saying right here. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. What she's saying, and this is just, I don't even know who this woman is, but she's just somebody that is like us, just somebody who is commenting on the case. When you can't turn around and say, hey, I was forced to do A, B, and C, but then like it. Well, let me change that because you actually can. I've heard of women who were R-worded and them liking it had nothing to do with the fact that they were R-worded. So let me change that. What I'm saying is, if you are enjoying the fruits of what you're doing, you can't turn around and say you are forced to do the thing if you are there for the fruits of what you're doing. If Diddy did not have the money, if Diddy was not this powerful person, she would have been gone. And I'm not saying as things progressed, he didn't make her do things. I'm talking about in the beginning. That's what the woman right here is saying. she wanted to be with him. That's the first thing. And because she wanted to be with him, she would do anything he asked her to do. So that's, hold on, y'all. I don't know why I keep losing focus. So that is what's actually happening that I want y'all to pay attention to. That is not coercion. That is not coercion. If I start doing something over there that I don't usually do, but they're paying me a lot of money to do it, and I'm begrudgingly doing it, I'm not being coerced to do it. I'm choosing to do it because I'm getting a lot of money to do it. I can't turn around and say, I was abused or I was coerced. No, they gave me some type of carrot, the carrot in front of the stick. And I was like, ooh, like whether it's money, whether it's opportunity, whether it's a movie deal or a network of people that I can depend on. If I start hanging out with these people, it's like joining a gang to a certain degree. You're not made to join a gang. You're joining a gang because you're like, I want to be a part of that gang versus being just by myself because I can get beat up out here by myself. So I'm choosing to join the gang, but now the gang is telling me to beat this person up or to rob a bank or whatever. I'm not coerced to rob the bank or beat the person up. I'm doing the things in order to please the gang. That is not coercion. I'm choosing to do it because I want to be a part of something. So Cassie is doing these things because she wants to be with Diddy. She's doing it in order to be competitive. See, women, just like men, but I'm talking about women right now, women have to stay competitive in the dating market, especially when they want to date high-profile men. So she may not want to do threesomes. But if she wants to be with an athlete, she got to do threesomes. He's not coercing her to do threesomes. That is what he's requiring to be with him. So these things that Cassie has been doing is a requirement for her to do. And if she stops doing them, she would get discarded and she would lose all the opportunities. And, she had a record deal. She was a singer. She's famous. And the money and the lifestyle. So all these things are literally her making a decision to do because he required it. He did not coerce her. He had a requirement. You go to your job, as an example. They have requirements. If they want you to stay late, you can say no. But guess what? You're going to get fired. If you have a job, because some of us don't have jobs, I don't have a job. If you have a job and your job tells you to work late, you can say no. But later on, they are going to consider somebody else for a higher position or a raise instead of you because they were staying late and you weren't. They didn't coerce you to stay late. They gave you an opportunity to stay late, and you can either say yes or no. And if you say no, you're going to get less opportunities, less money, and less chances to move up in the ranks. And Cassie knew that. So Cassie wanted to move up in the ranks. Remember, Cassie was the side chick for a certain amount of time because he was still with Kim Porter. So she wanted to move up in the ranks. And one of the reasons why Cassie is doing what she's doing or did what she did, the whole lawsuit thing, we found out it was simply because she was getting sick of Diddy ignoring her. So we're going to get into that in a minute, but we're going to get back to everything. But everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Share this video. Thank y'all for being here. Let's get back to it. Where is the video? What is going on? Okay, here. Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right, here we go.
Said that she wanted to have
gotta take accountability for that.
Of course she has to take accountability, but she has been taking accountability. I'm still waiting for them to teach me, and maybe I'm just not seeing it, that she's lying. She took accountability that she said that she's in love with him. She took accountability that said that she wanted to have his kid. She said she left him because he was dating another girl. She hasn't said anything to me yet to say like, oh my God, I hated this guy and he did it. She hasn't said any of that. She said it over and over again. What they're trying to do is trying to remove more of the responsibility away from Diddy and put it on her. That could do whatever you. That's what with the text when they were going through the text and said, here's the point. One point where they said that she said that he was sick, right? And they kept on trying to get her to say that was he going through a withdrawal. So what they're trying to lead to is that the drug, in my opinion, that the drug he took caused the incident at the hotel, right? She said she doesn't know whether he was withdrawal or he was with flu. He was sick. You know what I'm saying? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to piecemeal certain aspects to take the responsibility away from him, to make him feel like a good, loving guy, a good, loving boyfriend, right?
So now, but that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do.
Right? That wants to destroy him, right? That's what they're trying to do. That she's a jealous.
I wasn't here yesterday. But as far as today, from what I understood, what I sat in it, it seems like they're trying to make her seem like she initiated the freak off prior to that recording.
But you
all right. The issue is we all know that Diddy wanted to do the freak offs. That's understood. She didn't originally want to do all this stuff. It's Diddy's requirement. Diddy said, if you want to be with me, we're going to be doing freak offs. You cool with that? And she said, yes. That's not coercion. That is a requirement. She was not doing freak offs before him.
But for one incident, you have to see all the other receipts.
But
you understand what I'm saying?
I'm speaking as far as today.
But she never said that she never did. She never said that.
Correct.
She
You're
said,
100%
but that's what
correct.
that's what I'm trying to get
but
you.
Their job is to. But you have to understand their job. Their job is to make her seem like which she did, initiate the freak off
on
prior.
I'm talking about all the other incidents where she enjoyed some of the act. That's not what
she did a great job, and not for nothing. In her defense, she was genuine with that. I'm super neutral. I'm just here.
No, they were piecemealing. Like there was a time I love this questioning. I was just waiting for this questioning. But did he say he was confirming to you, right? He was asking you permission. He was saying that you wanted to do a freak off. It's not like he wanted to do the freak off. You're the one that set it up, and you're the one that was rushing it and stuff like that.
If anybody
right? If you saw that part of it, and I saw the other day. I know that, but I find that a lot of people who are supportive of Diddy wants to.
I'm not supportive of anybody. I just want all these cameras in my face to understand that. I want all these cameras in my face. I'm supportive
all right,
of.
so we're gonna move on it. That was a nice argument.
A lot of times today, let me go by. Don't record.
All right, so stop sharing. All right. So do y'all understand what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Just say I agree or I disagree. From what we've heard thus far, all of it is consensual, and there are simple consequences to her not doing what he wants her to do. Your job has the same rules. You just won't get beat upside the head if you don't do it, but you'll get fired and you won't get a raise or, a higher position. She did all this because she wanted to be his wife. But one of the things that I want to help the women out is Cassie allowed herself to be a role player. Cassie allowed herself to be a role player. And these are two things that every woman needs to understand about men. As a woman, it's important for you to know these two things. One, you have to be aware of what role you can potentially fall into versus the role that you're striving for. It's just like a job. You play a role in our lives. You either going to be our wife, you're going to be our baby mama, you're going to be somebody just to play around with. You could be our mother figure, because some women literally play a role of a man's mother figure, telling him what to do, telling him, all this other stuff, doing his resume for him, giving him advice, getting him off his ass, stuff like that, right? So as a woman, it's important for you to know, one, what role do you actually want? Two, just like a job, what role is available? So it's three things. What role do you actually want to play in this man's life? If you are a wife, in your mind, you have to be a wife everywhere you go before you get married. Cassie is not a wife. Cassie is a whore. And that is the role that she played. And then she got stuck in that role as a whore, as a fun girl, and she got mad. So the thing about it is, what role is available? So when she got with Diddy, think about this. The only role that was available was whore. The only role that was available was whore. Wife was not available. Why? Because if that was the case, he would have married Kim Porter. He did not marry Kim Porter. He had kids with Kim Porter. So Kim Porter had the role of baby mama. There was no role for wife being open. So if you start dating a man, and this for y'all, you start dating a man, you got to find out what role is available. Is he looking to get married? And if you start being like, well, I don't know, I don't care, it's whatever, we'll play it by ear. That means there's no role available. Are you going to work at a job that doesn't need anybody to work at the job? Are you going to work at a job and they say, well, you can come in, we'll pay you $17 an hour and you can just work here? What am I going to be doing? Oh, you're going to be cleaning up, and then you're going to be in the office, and you're going to be filing paperwork, and you're going to be answering phones. Some people would take that, but they don't have a role. So when they get to the job, start working there, they're going to be confused as hell. And they're going to be over here answering phones, and then they're going to be over here filing paperwork, and then on Tuesday, you're going to have to clean up the warehouse, and then you're going to have to turn around and do some other stuff. And at some point, you're going to be like, yo, what am I supposed to do here? I'm so confused. But some people just take the little $17, $19 an hour and just don't say nothing. But if you are a person that has went to school and you have a role in mind that you're looking to be a part of or fulfilling, next thing you know, you're going to be like, well, there's no role. I don't want to work here. See, Cassie was 19, 20, so I'm not going to put too much on her head. She was a young girl, but she just wanted to be on the train. Cassie just wanted to be there. She did not have any type of requirements for herself. And a lot of women don't have requirements for themselves. And they just get with dudes and they end up getting pregnant and beat on and all this other stuff, looking stupid. And she's just like, I want to be the wife. I want to do this. Well, the role was not there for you to fill. So that's the first thing. The second thing, well, that's the first and second thing is, the first thing, of course, is have requirements for yourself and have an understanding of what role you want to play. The second is find out what role that is being offered. But the third thing is this. Cassie became a junkie where she was buying drugs when she wasn't with Diddy. So being like in a situation where there's no role and you don't know what the hell you're doing and you don't realize that you're the fun girl, Diddy, I'm assuming introduced her to all these different drugs. And because she did not understand that the wife does not do drugs, the wife does not do freak offs, the wife does not do all this stuff. The wife does not sleep with random people. The wife is in the house with the kids or the baby mama in this situation. So when he went to her and said, hey, let's do these drugs, it was up to her to say, drugs? That's not why I'm here. Does that make sense? That's not why I'm here. That's like you go to a job and you're the CEO of the company and they come to you and say, hey, I need you to clean up the warehouse. You're going to be like, excuse me? I need you to clean up the warehouse. I'm the CEO or I'm the CFO or I'm the executive. What the hell I look like cleaning up the damn warehouse? You clean up the goddamn warehouse. You see how that works? When you go in a job, knowing what role you're playing, nobody can turn around and tell you to go clean up the warehouse. Diddy had Cassie cleaning up the warehouse. In other words, Diddy had Cassie doing all the junkie shit. I want you to be my junkie best friend. That's literally what Cassie was. Diddy is a junkie, and Diddy was like, yo, I need a junkie partner. I need a drug partner. And she was like, okay, let's do drugs. And the next thing you know, she's a junkie just like he is. So the whole dynamic of their relationship is literally two junkies fighting each other over crack or ketamine or whatever, GHB and all this other shit. That's literally what their relationship was. You ever seen two crackheads on the side of the road? They just argue with each other about dumb shit. That's Diddy and Cassie. So was it abusive? Yes. Did she deserve to get abused? No. But at the end of the day, she allowed him to give her the role of the junkie partner. Cassie was Diddy's junkie partner. That's really it. And now, and she's not even acting like a victim, but they're trying to show her as this victim of Diddy. I did this against my will. No, you wanted to be a part of the party, and you was like, okay, I'll smoke the crack, I'll smoke this, I'll smoke that, I'll whatever. That's really it. Cassie became a junkie where she was buying drugs away from Diddy. She was choosing to take drugs because she was taking drugs over here and not even with Diddy. She was even stealing drugs from Diddy because Diddy had stashes of drugs everywhere. So she was stealing drugs from Diddy. You can easily become what the man you're dating presently is. You can easily become what the man you're presently dating is. Diddy is a junkie. Therefore, Cassie became a junkie. You will become the man that you're with. Cassie was a young girl that got swept into drugs and rich men with power, men with opportunity. And he's like, hey, you want to do this? You want to sing? Okay. You want to smoke crack? Okay. You want to do this? Okay. You want to do freak offs? Okay. You want to hang off of a goddamn chandelier? Okay. She had no standards. She had no standards. So let's get to these videos. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. And thank y'all for being here.
Finally puts the online rumor to rest and confirms that there were never any substances in the baby oil. Also confirmed her brief relationship with Michael B. Jordan in 2015. She testified.
And I'm about to go on Twitter to see if they have started already. All right, so let's see. Okay, just so y'all know, according to what I'm seeing, they have not started anything. They're just going into the courtroom. All right, that's all they're doing right now.
That Diddy once kicked her in the back when he found out about her month-long relationship with Kid Cudi. Also said that Diddy would bring up Kid Cudi quite a bit when she would confront him about his cheating with Gina. When asked how did Diddy react when he found out about her and Michael B. Jordan, she said she doesn't know because she wasn't there. Now, this happened in 2015 when she was in South Africa filming for the movie Honey 3. He said she had seen a photo of Diddy and Gina and she blocked his number and just focused on the movie. He confirmed that she had sent a video to D-Rock because she was hurt by all of them. The jury also heard about how Diddy's anger wasn't just limited to cheating. He testified testified that if they were not getting high together, it was a problem. He said she once took his substances without telling him, and his reaction was explosive.
See right there? Sometimes he would, fight her because she was stealing his drugs. Is it wrong? Yes. But why are you stealing my drugs? Like, can you imagine you stealing some drugs from a junkie? He's going to beat your ass too. He's going to beat your ass too. And somebody brought up J-Lo. This is one of the things that people aren't really paying attention to when it comes to Cassie. Cassie wants to be Diddy's savior. I said this before. This is an opportunity for Cassie to be Diddy's savior. J-Lo ain't here. Kim Porter ain't here because she dead. So the only person that Diddy really has on his side is Cassie. So Cassie wanted Diddy to see her all these years. That's all she really wanted. And guess what? She's finally going to get that opportunity to be seen. Let me show y'all something right here. And we're going to get back to, I want to play this.
She said herself that she didn't say no to the freak offs because she didn't want him to get a different woman instead. So she didn't want to be replaced.
Yes.
She didn't want to lose access to that lifestyle. She stayed there and she participated in some of those things because she enjoyed it. And some of it that she did not enjoy, she stayed because he's rich.
Yeah.
Okay? If Diddy was just regular old Sean that drives the forklift.
See, sometimes life is really simple and we try to complicate things like, oh my God, they're freak offs. Oh my God. No, this is just a dude that has money and a young girl that is enjoying the fruits of being with him or being with a man with money. That's really it. If he's a junkie, you got to be a junkie too, because that's the role that he has available.
At the warehouse, at the factory up the road, she would not have took no ass whippings for 10 years. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with driving a forklift. Facts. I totally agree. I drove forklift. I would go back to driving forklift. I drove forklift. I made like $23 an hour, and that was like 10, 15 years ago. So yeah.
She would have got the hell on. She might have stayed around for like 10 months until she got her income tax and got her a little apartment or something, a little hoopty, and got the hell on. But being for real though, I'm just keeping it $150. If he was a regular working dude, she would not have stuck around for that shit. It was the money. Right. It was the fucking money, the fame, the fortune. And keep it real, the dope. Because she talked about they used a lot of drugs. She didn't want
dope. And the dope. And the dope. See, the reason why she kept going back. See, this is something that y'all don't want to think about. The reason why she kept going back, y'all, is because he had all of the dope. See, when you don't have the money that Diddy has, you escape Diddy, but then you got to think about your drug habit. It costs money to do drugs, but it also costs money to go to rehab. And if you are this junkie and you leave Diddy, you can't afford to go to rehab, and because you either got to work or you got to pay to, the rehab place. So if you're on drugs, you got to get off drugs, or either you got to be able to afford drugs. And she couldn't do either. So that's one of the reasons why she kept going back to Diddy for all these years, because she was a junkie and Diddy was her supplier. Diddy was her supplier. He had all the drugs. He has all the money. He had access to the drug dealers. She ain't got no money.
to lose access because she had developed some very expensive habits.
Because that's what he held over her head the whole time. You're not worthy about being a wife, but if
Shout out to Tisa.
you act right, if you protect me, if you do this, it will, right? MJ said, awesome, so sweet. Love how passionate you are. Thank you so much. Also, really quick, Carrie said, keep doing your thing, T said, thank you so much. So anyway, right, we doing all this, and so Diddy raped Cassie. And, Cassie is so messed up over this. She's so messed up over this. But get this, she said she met with Diddy outside of that one more time, and they ended up having sex willingly. And they were like, the prosecutor.
So she was with, and I want you to think about it, she was with Alex Fine. She left, she cheated on that man with Diddy. Why? Because she missed the dick? No. She missed the drugs. She was with Alex Fine. She got away, but she missed the drugs. He R-worded her, and she was so desensitized from all of these experiences that she had. She didn't care. She still went back because of the drugs. Cassie is or was a junkie. And she said it in her testimony, y'all. See, yesterday or the last 2 days, I've been talking about how the trauma bond, the Stockholm syndrome affected Cassie. Today, we're going to talk about how the drugs affected Cassie. See, the thing about it is women love to be victims of their own doing. This woman was a drug addict.
I was like, why would you do that? And she was like, I wanted to see the best in him. And you know the weird
I wanted to see the best in him. No, you wanted to see the drugs he had.
thing is, the way she explained it, I get the fact she didn't want to be a victim. And in her mind, if she could make it seem like, no, it was consensual or it wasn't that bad, that she would be okay. But eventually that shame spiral led her to thinking about offing herself. Wanted to put everything she experienced down. And
Dion said she was sex addicted. No, she was lifestyle addicted. She was lifestyle addicted, Dion. See, and it goes, I talked about Boondocks before. Imagine going to a strip club. Some of y'all go to strip clubs, some of y'all don't. A lot of guys go to strip clubs and they are sitting in front of the most beautiful woman that he's ever seen before in his life. And she butt naked, right? And he's just like, oh my God. And men naturally want to take the strippers home. It's just male nature, right? We want to take the stripper home, right? So if you got some money or some business about yourself, probably every third guy that gets in front of a stripper, and this is important, wants to take her out of the strip club and say, you like doing this? And she's shaking her titties. Yeah, titties all in his face. And he looks at her and says, what if I could just take you away from all this? They don't go. They don't go. Does anybody want to know why the stripper does not leave the strip club and move in with the guy that has money that just fell in love with her? Does anybody want to know? I'm asking y'all. Let me know in the chat. I don't want to answer this because this is important. Why do strippers stay stripping in the strip club and say no to the guy that's all in love with her, that got some money and says, I can take you away from all this? Why is it that she doesn't go? I'm asking y'all. I want to know. She also seriously has low self-esteem. Easy money. But you say easy money, Rudy, but wouldn't it be easy money just living with this guy in his house? Wouldn't that be easy money? Stripping actually isn't easy. I've dated strippers. Stripping is not easy. It's the lifestyle. It's the lifestyle. I've dated strippers. They enjoy going to the strip club. They enjoy running into movie stars, actors, rappers, they enjoy that lifestyle. They enjoy being around all those women and being around all those dudes. They enjoy being able to seduce men. They enjoy being in the face of rich men. They enjoy being in the face of multiple men versus just being with one man. And a lot of strippers do have boyfriends. I'm not saying that they don't, but altogether, if you ever hear about a stripper talking about her relationships, most strippers get mad at their boyfriend for telling them to stop stripping. Yes, there you go. The strippers love attention, right? There's nothing in the world like being in a strip club for a male or a female. They love the attention. Like there's not too many places a man can go or anywhere a man can go where you are the center of attention. All these strippers, butt ass niggas, like, and they're beautiful ass naked ass women, like, oh my God, hey, how you doing? You're so handsome. Who, me? Yes. Can I? She wants your money, but a man can't go. An average man. Can I go anywhere in the world? Well, never mind, in the country, because you can go to a brothel, but you can't go any normal place where the most beautiful women in the world are going to be all in your face and want to show you their titties. So a strip club is a very unique environment, and a stripper does not want to leave that unique environment for none of you dudes. So the lifestyle of the stripper is literally the lifestyle of being with Diddy. So being with Alex Fine is probably making Cassie depressed on a normal basis. She already said it. She wanted to just offer herself, unalive herself at one point. Part of that was the fact that she can't be with Diddy, not the fact that she is embarrassed of what she did with Diddy. The fact that she is with Alex Fine probably made her want to unalive herself. I want y'all to think about that part. What if Cassie wanted to unalive herself because she hated her alternate lifestyle that she's living with Alex? Ain't his name Alex? Alex Fine? I think that's his name. What if that was why she wanted to unalive herself? See, sometimes when you're so rich into this lifestyle, you love this lifestyle as a stripper, as a whore. I didn't say Ryan Leslie. I'm talking about her man right now, Alex Fine, her present husband. You go from being a stripper to living this life as a mom. You like, yo, I hate my life. There's a possibility that she wanted to unalive herself because of her lifestyle with her husband. Nobody thought about that. Imagine getting a stripper, moving her out in the suburbs, and changing her life, paying all the bills. And guess what? She's going to hate her life. She's used to the nightlife. She's used to orgies. She's used to putting her titties in random dudes' faces. She's used to attention. She's used to the competition that made her adrenaline spike when she took a girl's man, or took all the competition that women have. If she's the baddest bitch in the club, she felt like the baddest bitch in the club. And now she's with this dude. Women don't want to deal with that. This is the reason why a lot of women leave marriages. Because the last dude was so much more of an adrenaline rush versus this little corny dude that she settled down with. So that may be one of the things that nobody is talking about. She don't want to be with Alex Fine. That's the reason why she's here. See, I said that she chose to be here. And I say no. I mean, I said she chose to be here. And people was telling me, no, stupid, she was subpoenaed. Well, do you know that you can get out of being subpoenaed? You don't have to go. Depending on who you are and depending on the circumstances. Of course, you have to go if you're subpoenaed. I mean, she didn't have to go because she's subpoenaed. See, let me tell you something. Hold on, I'm looking for it. Somebody sent me this. And this is about Cassie being subpoenaed. Listen to this.
Cassie testifying because she's under a federal subpoena. Why is Cassie testifying? Why is Cassie testifying? Because she's under a federal subpoena. What are you talking about? This is a federal RICO trial. She's not testifying because she wants to. She's testifying because she has to. You don't get a choice. The
She's testifying because she wants to.
Those are the options. If people keep saying, oh, well, she already got her money, she settled, that case is closed. Yeah, that was a different case. That was a civil case. This is a criminal trial. Different court, different rules, different stakes. And y'all are like, oh.
So if Cassie, So if Cassie does not show up to the subpoena and, be this witness, she's going to go to jail. That's the stupidest shit I've heard. And I'm showing y'all this, telling y'all this because I'm proving that she chose to be a witness on his stand. She chose to do this. Didn't nobody make her do shit. So to avoid appearing as a witness in a federal case, you can challenge the subpoena through a motion to quash or modify it, or by seeking a protective order. A motion to quash will attempt to get the subpoena dismissed entirely. So you can make a motion to quash. On what grounds? I'm 9 months pregnant. Do you actually think, I don't give a damn who you are, federal government, whoever, do you actually think if Cassie did not want to get on the stand, somebody's going to make a woman that's 9 months pregnant take the stand and talk about men peeing in her mouth? You actually think that the government can get away with that? What if her water breaks? What if she falls into depression? What if she, what if all of this trauma induces her labor? What if the baby comes out premature because of all of these conversations they're having? Are you crazy? You do know that you can sue the federal government, right? You can sue the federal government. Whether you win or not is not the point, but you can sue the federal government. So, no, I don't care about her being subpoenaed. She wanted to testify because she wanted to be seen by Diddy and show Diddy that I am about to save your life. She is there to keep Diddy from going to prison. If she wanted out of that subpoena, all she had to do is say, I'm 9 months pregnant. And I am not going to put myself through this emotional distress as a woman that's 9 months pregnant. Having these conversations about men peeing in my mouth and having sex with all these different men and shit in front of my husband can, one, get me divorced, and two, cause me to have induced labor. I don't want to go through that emotional distress. Nobody's going to put her through that and say, well, we're going to put you in jail if you don't testify. You gonna put a woman that's 9 months pregnant that didn't do nothing wrong in jail? Are you crazy? So no, she chose to do this shit. Wasn't no goddamn subpoena.
Victim. And in her mind, if she could make it seem like, no, it was consensual or it wasn't that bad, that she would be okay. But eventually that shame spiral led her to thinking about offing herself. She wanted to put everything she experienced down. And she sent it to Diddy. She sent it to Diddy and she was like, I want you to read this. And they're like, why'd you send it to him? And he's like, because I wanted him to understand what he did to me and why.
That's why she's here. She wants Diddy to see what he did to her. She just wants to be seen and she just wants to be heard.
It's not okay. And she's like, I just wanted to be seen. And she's like, I just wanted to be seen. And she's like, I just wanted to be seen. And
so that's the reason why she's in this trial. She could have stayed home with her husband, but she don't want to be with her husband. And that's just my opinion. All right. So now we got action. We got action.
Friday, May 16th, 2025. We're heading back into the third day of Cassandra Ventura on the stand in the U.S. versus Sean Combs criminal trial. Yesterday, the cross-examination yesterday was kind of meandering. It sort of jumped all over the place. It definitely was trying to score some points and make her read embarrassing texts from 2000 and whatever, professions of love, expressions about drugs. What it accomplished, we're not sure. But Judge Subramanian has said that it must wrap up today by noon to allow time for some redirect. Maybe there'll be recross. Nobody knows. But it'll be done. She'll be done. She'll be done this week. Sorry for all these ambient sounds. And Dawn is going to be the next witness. So the trial is really coming along. I will say that this problem yesterday, right after we filmed this vlog, there was a discussion among counsel about the various things they'd submitted to the court overnight, none of which were in the docket. So we've tried to take some action on that and hope to have an update on that soon. And because you can never get enough Diddy, in one of the many civil cases against him here in the Southern District, who was initially called John Doe.
Diddy was?
Now it's called Anthony Tate versus Sean Combs. It involves a party in Miami, drugged drinks. Anthony Tate gave his name to have the case go on. Judge Kaplan ruled that a pseudonym would not work. He gave his name, but now the Sure Tremonti lawyers for Sean Combs, Bad Boy Records et al. Are trying to get the case dismissed, saying that Tate is a Florida resident and that the alleged assault, which was quite an assault.
Okay, I don't know what he's talking about. He started talking about Florida resident and all this other stuff. Okay, so that is Inner City Press. So let's get into what is going on. Okay, note, Inner City Press has been informed that a falsified post is reporting has been, okay, that's nothing. I'm just going through the notes, y'all. Combs. Okay, we have action. We have action. Okay. Estavio, whatever his name is. Whatever his name is. Why did you go to Sedona? I don't know what the hell Sedona is. And does anybody know what Sedona is? I don't know what Sedona is. Why did you go to Sedona? Ventura. I went to Arizona to get away from the drugs. Remember, this is about drugs. This is about drugs. She went to Arizona to get away from the drugs. So it's starting off with the drugs right now. Why did you go to Sedona? I went to Arizona to get away from the drugs. Estavio, I'm going to go to a new topic. Mr. Combs told you to go get the video you've heard about. What did you write? Okay, I don't really understand that. Let me say this again. I'm going to go to a new topic. Mr. Combs told you to go get the video you've heard about. I don't really know what that means. What did you write? Ventura said, I wrote, you keep putting me down. Okay. And I'm assuming you keep putting me down means you keep belittling me. You keep making me feel like that I'm unworthy of your love. All right. So keep that in mind because we're going to retouch on that. She feels unworthy of Diddy's love, and Diddy made her feel like she was unworthy of anybody's love. Okay. Combs Estable. Look at this. It's from 2013. Ventura. Now I see. What else did Mr. Combs take? My car, my passport when he was angry. So right here, he took things from her when he got angry. So that is a little bit of proving that there could be some type of force right there. But you're not going to leave your passport with somebody else. But you can leave without your passport. But hey, let's keep going. Let's refresh about Mr. Combs being in rehab. Ventura, I vaguely remember. All right. Okay, U.S. versus Sean Combs, May 16. Cassie to cross by 4:30. U.S. says filing not docketed. Let's see. Okay, so that's all we got right now. Okay, that's all we got right now. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button.
Had told LA dealers to stop selling to her. He admitted that they had called each other getting high partners. She said that they were doing in an attempt to detox, but it didn't last. Now the prosecutors brought.
Hold on. This is important. I don't want to mess it up. Let me back it up.
He finally puts the online rumor to rest and confirms that there were never any substances in the baby oil. Also confirmed her brief relationship with Michael B. Jordan in 2015. She testified that Diddy once kicked her in the back when he found out about her month-long relationship with Kid Cudi. Also said that Diddy would bring up Kid Cudi quite a bit when she would confront him about his cheating with Gina. When asked how did Diddy react when he found out about her and Michael B. Jordan, she said she doesn't know because she wasn't there. Now, this happened in 2015 when she was in South Africa filming for the movie Honey 3. She said she had seen a photo of Diddy and Gina and she blocked his number and just focused on the movie. She confirmed that she had sent a video to D-Rock because she was hurt by all of them. The jury also heard about how Diddy's anger wasn't just limited to cheating. He testified that if they were not getting high together, it was a problem. He said she once took his substances without telling him and his reaction was explosive. She said Diddy had told LA dealers to stop selling to her. He admitted that they had called each other getting high partners. She said that they were doing in an attempt to detox, but it didn't last. Now, the prosecutors brought up the eyebrow gash and how it happened. She said that she wasn't answering her phone because she was asleep. They asked her if he was inebriated, and she said she doesn't remember that. When she was asked why she was asleep, she said that she thinks a drink she had at the Abbey had something in it. If you've heard about the rumors about the Abbey, then this actually checks out. She was then asked if Diddy ever abused her when he was inebriated, and she said yes. She talked about an incident that happened in 2012. Diddy had overdosed on painkillers after a freak off after going to a club and the Playboy Mansion. Unlike him, where he just stood there as she blacked out, she took him to the hospital. She said, from what he told me, it was a very strong opiate. We didn't know what was happening. When asked if they were both addicted to painkillers, she said very much so.
That part right there. That's what I'm saying, y'all. She is addicted. She is a junkie or was a junkie.
Ever abused her when he was inebriated, and she said yes.
That part right there. When he was inebriated, she said yes.
She talked about an incident that happened in 2012. He had overdosed on painkillers after a freak off after going to a club and the Playboy Mansion. Unlike him, where he just stood there as she blacked out, she took him to the hospital. She said, from what he told me, it was a very strong opiate. We didn't know what was happening.
Leticia said, my thing is we are going over information over a decade old. How she feels now versus then has completely changed, in my opinion. I disagree. I think she feels the same way about Diddy as she did back then. Hence the reason why she's testifying. Because like I said, she did not have to testify because she's 9 months pregnant. The government cannot make a woman that's 9 months pregnant testify for no goddamn body, not as a witness. So no, she feels the same way as she did then. She's just not inebriated on drugs. So, and that's just my opinion. Yeah, she was addicted. So that's the difference. But altogether, see, the thing about it is they're saying that she is their best witness, but they're not asking her shit.
Asked if they were both addicted to painkillers, she said very much so. Now we get into Cassie saying that she had seen Diddy hanging someone over the balcony, and they tried to say that she didn't actually witness it. Cassie testified that she had woken up to seeing it happening. Today, they showed her a text message where she had said she heard about it after the fact. Her response to that was, "I saw what I saw," and they asked her if she was on any substances, to which she said she didn't remember. They were taking a short break, but Cassie is back on the stand, so I will be back later with the final update.
Day one, Cassie was saying that the reason that she was taking those Uggs is because, you get what I'm saying, she was trying to relax because Diddy was putting her through so many freak-offs, reflections. She just wanted to be out her body. Now, she said through the text messages that she was ready for freak-offs. He ain't even said shit about a freak-off. She over here suggesting freak-offs, reflection. She hit the like and subscribe, but that's what it sounds like to me. Is that what y'all heard? Because that's what I heard.
That's what I heard
now,
too.
Keep in mind, sound like she asked, well, through the text messages, they said that she asked Diddy, did he have any ills? Put the P in front of it. You know, we on social media. She
put the P in front of it. PMs? M's? What is that? I don't know what that means.
Asked Diddy, did he have any drugs or whatever like that? And it ain't even no freak out going on. So has she got addicted to him? Like, what was she just trying to get out her body for the day? Like, what was going on? Listen, look like I'm a buyer, but he's the supplier. What's really going on? Reflection, hit the like and subscribe, but we hope you don't get mad.
Happy with the freak off. Cassie said no.
That's literally it. That's literally it. She was a buyer or an enjoyer, and ills, pill. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I thought she said M's. Okay.
It was a lot more than that. She was actually very stern. She said she admitted that at the start she thought it would please him and she wanted to please her man, but she also made it very clear, and I quote,
"Wanting to please your man means that you wanted to please your man. Wanting to please your man means you want to please your man. That is not coercion. That's not coercion. You want to please your man. Because if we are looking at coercion as wanting to please your man, that means all y'all need to sue every man that you ever been with. Because the majority of the things that y'all do as women, y'all don't want to do. Do y'all know that? Ladies, y'all gonna be real? Y'all want to be real for a second? Y'all don't want to have sex as much as y'all want to have sex when y'all in a relationship. Y'all don't want to have sex as much as y'all want to have sex when y'all in a relationship. A lot of times y'all have sex because your man wants you to have sex. What are you talking about? We all need to be on trial if that's the case. Having the shit that y'all want to do, we don't want to do. So we need to be suing y'all too. So it's not coercion. It's wanting to please the person that you're with. And they have different wants and needs as you, and you are obliging to provide those needs and wants because that is the role that you play in that person's life. You are having sex with your man partly because you want to, but the other part is because if you don't have sex with your man, he's going to either dump you or he's going to have sex with somebody else. You can't just be in a relationship with a man and not have sex with him. He's going to get rid of you. So are you coerced to have sex with him? No. It is a requirement that you have sex with him. And if you don't, he going to get rid of you. Most of y'all don't want to have sex as early as y'all have sex with the men that y'all date. Most of y'all don't want to have sex as often as y'all have sex. But your man wants sex, and you like, gotta give him some ass. Am I right or wrong? Say right or wrong in the chat right now. Am I right or am I wrong in the chat? Say right or wrong in the chat. That's not coercion. Y'all got to stop.
She thought it would please him, and she wanted to please her man, but she also made it very clear, and I quote, "In order for me to be more open with the things we do in bed, I needed to trust him more." But baby, the text messages and emails got even more graphic.
Wendy says, everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button. Maybe she knew if she say, hey, I want to do FO, because she knew the substance will definitely be there, especially if she couldn't get them herself, whether she needed from. I can understand that. That makes sense. But at the end of the day, he did not coerce her then. There was value in doing freak offs because she gets to do more drugs. See, freak offs weren't just having sex with a bunch of people. It was getting high out of your mind and doing the freak offs. So it was an opportunity. It's like, well, I don't know. I can only assume. It's probably like, because I don't know, like taking shrooms. Like, anybody took shrooms? I never took shrooms, so I don't know. Take shrooms and you high out of your mind, and the walls are talking to you and trees are moving and all this other stuff, right? Next thing you know, you're like, wow, I'm high out of my mind. But do you take shrooms all the time? No. So to a certain degree, it's a possibility that a freak off is like an opportunity to take shrooms. You're high out of your mind and you're doing all these things that are out of the ordinary. And you have access to more drugs during a freak off. So it's a possibility that she wanted the drugs, not just the freak offs, but she wanted the drugs.
Read y'all a few more. Cassie emailed Diddy, "Do you have any pills on you?" Diddy responded, "I'm gonna do it again." And then Cassie, in one of the messages, admitted to deleting videos, sex videos off of her camera, texting him, "I just deleted the video off my camera. It was so dope." Cassie.
Thank you, Krista Robinson, for the Cash App. Cash App is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. $ AARON 1000. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm up early doing this coverage for y'all because I know I was like, you know what? I need to wake up a little earlier so I can like cover this whole trial, because usually I don't wake up until 10 and I don't even get started until 12. So I'm here 3 hours earlier because y'all asses want the coverage. So because I'll get DMs from y'all like, yo, where you at? I miss you. What, you're not doing the Diddy, you're not doing a live today? I'll have all kinds of DMs wondering where I'm at because it'd be like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I ain't talked about Diddy. So I say, you know what? Let me wake up earlier to do this. So Cash App me for me being up this early because y'all ass wanted me to be here. Cash App is $AARON 1000. And I'm joking. Y'all don't have to, but Cash App is available if you appreciate me waking my ass up at 8:30 this goddamn morning instead of 10 o'clock this goddamn morning. So Cash App me, damn it.
He starts to break down, right? And the judge steps in. As the defense kept grilling Cassie, it was clear that it was getting to her. At one point, she kind of leaned in and whispered something to the judge, and then the judge took a 10-minute recess. But once court resumed, the grilling continued. So his lawyers pulled up more emails and more intimate details explaining that Cassie
took another mini break.
Okay, so we got one update. The updates are coming in slow as shit right now. Okay, Combs Estavio. Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure the video did not get released. Ventura says, I don't know. So we're talking about a video. Let's see. I don't care how much I'm in love with a woman, a man. I'm not freaking off with him. Okay. So I spent a lot of money to make sure that the video did not get released. She says, I don't know. You had a conversation with Jonathan Adi that was transcribed. They got her. So Estavio says, you had a conversation with Jonathan Adi that was transcribed. Ventura says, I'm not sure. Estavio says he was volatile. Ventura says, I did not trust him. So they're talking about Jonathan Adi, something about the tape. And we talked about the Jonathan Adi tape yesterday. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Thank y'all for being here. Combs Estavo, that was you, right? Ventura says yes. Did Mr. Combs express concern about these videos being released? Ventura says when. He's asking the same question again, just so y'all know. I'm not repeating myself. I'm reading another text. She said when this time. Estavio said ever. Did you ever express concern about the videos being released? Ventura says, oh, yes. Estavo says, the escort Jonathan, you thought he took a video? Ventura, yes. And that is it for now.
So we're going to talk about what else was said during Cross, but remember how Cassie used to always wear her hair like that? Here's another example and another one. Now knowing all the details, it really just puts things into perspective. Well, after the lunch break, the defense moved on from just text messages and talking about freak-offs. They dug into jealousy, family dynamics, and Cassie's affair with Kid Cudi. They did still talk about freak-offs, and when they showed a text message of her saying that she loved freak-offs, she clarified that loving freak-offs were just words at that point. That text message specifically was from 2017, so they were trying to prove that even well into the relationship, I think at that point it would have been 9 years later, she was saying she still loved them. But again, for those who like to forget, Cassie already testified that she would go along with it because she was terrified. You can go.
Hold on. Back up a little bit. This is some bullshit. Hold on.
It would have been 9 years later.
9 years later. That's what I'm trying to get at. Listen to this again.
With Kid Cudi. They did still talk about freak-offs, and when they showed a text message of her saying that she loved freak-offs, she clarified that loving freak-offs were just words at that point. That text message specifically.
She's lying. Because you don't have to text, I love freak-offs. All you had to do is just do the freak off. Why are you sending all these texts? And in the text messages, she brought up the freak offs.
Was from 2017, so they were trying to prove that even well into the relationship, I think at that point it would have been 9 years later, she was saying she still loved them. But again, for those who like to forget, Cassie already testified that she would go along with it because she was terrified. You can go back a few videos where I showed a photo of her bruised up. We discussed what hotels they would do things at and her going to the pleasure chest to pick up stuff like outfits and lubricants. There's a text when she was going where Diddy said, have fun and impress me, and she said, okay. There was another text message from Cassie to Diddy where she tells him not to break character from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. She said her friend had told her about this role play idea so that she could rekindle the romance. They also talked about going to clubs, and Cassie laughed on the stand when recalling the fact that they went to go see the Book of Mormon that same weekend. Now, the defense used these lighter moments to show mutual excitement, but Cassie pushed back, saying they were skipping over the emotional context. Conversation then turned to Kim Porter and her jealousy. Kim Porter is the mother of Diddy's 3 children, and Cassie testified that it would upset her that he would spend the holidays with Kim Porter and his children and not include her. In a text message from 2013, she wrote, as much as you think you're Bruce Willis, you're not. Your kids were babies when we started dating. She told the courtroom she was on the edge of tears all week. She also said when she learned about another woman named Gina, it prompted arguments. Diddy accused her of cheating, particularly with Kid Cudi, and that was when they were on a break in their relationship. And when asked if she was still having freak-offs during that break, she said yes, it was a job. Cassie talked about using a burner phone to contact Kid Cudi because she feared it would be too dangerous if Diddy found out. She talked about the fact that when he did find out, he lunged at her but didn't make contact. She was asked why she would meet up with Diddy if she was so terrified, and she said she went to confront him when he was surrounded by people because I thought I'd be safer with others there. Again, the defense tried to push the fact that the freak-offs were mutual, and they showed a text message from Diddy where he said, if you're not into it, no worries, no stress. They also showed another text message where he wrote, I want to do what you want me to do. Cassie pushed back on that framing. She said she often felt like she didn't have a choice. Despite any excitement she might be showing in the text messages, by the end of that relationship, she was just going through the motions. It's very evident there were 2 times where Cassie felt very irritated because at one point she said, can I speak? So my assumption is they wanted the short answer and not let her explain. At another point she asked, this is not about how I felt, right? Because you're skipping over a lot here. They are back from break and there's about 2 hours left. I'm not sure if there will be another break, so there's either going to be 1 more update from me or 2 if there is a break.
On day 4 of Sean Diddy Combs' trial, the jurors saw some explicit text messages between Cassie and Sean. Sean texted, I miss you already. Cassie replied, me too. Sean asked, when do you want to freak off, LOL? Cassie's response was, LOL, I'm just going up to change. I'm always ready to freak off, LOL. Sean replies, you tell me the day.
Yo, the LOL shit sounds so stupid. Like, what is the LOL stuff? Y'all together. Why? What is the LOL? Like, I don't LOL my girl. Hey, you hungry? LOL. Like, what the hell is the LOL shit? Do y'all do that in y'all relationships? Y'all still LOL and wasn't even a joke said? Like, hey, I'm hungry. LOL. Like, what the hell?
You choose. Cassie said, it can be whenever. Sean said, name the night twice. Cassie said, I feel like the weekend. A Friday night would be best, so we'd want time to recover for the work week. This upcoming weekend is the only one I have until the 28th. Sean replied, okay, I'm on it. Cassie responded, LOL, but if you can't, we can always do it during the week. You know that doesn't matter to me. Sean replied, Friday it is. I wish we could get Jules here. Cassie responded, LOL. Maybe we could. We don't know him that well.
Stop with the LOL.
Sean replied, want to call him and feel him out. Cassie's
LOL.
response was, I can do that. Sean replied, call him now, please.
LOL.
Like you like mom and daughter.
How did you find out about Gina? How did you feel? Did it upset you? Yes. It prompted arguments? It did. And he thought you were not faithful? What were his reactions? It was scary. Mr. Combs wrote to you, let's do something different in New York City this weekend. FYI, Dave hit me. What does hit mean? Reached out. And Daniel contacted you? Did this mean you might have a freak off? Might. He tells you, you better put me on VIP vibrate alarm or something. He's frustrated you don't answer his text fast enough? Right. You tell him to come to New York City, understanding there could be a freak out. Maybe. You also saw the Book of Mormon. Yes. Masked Pleasure? Is that an X club? I would assume. He asks, are you ready for tonight? What do you say? Yes, I just have to get some things. This is not what I felt, right? Because you are skipping over a lot here. What did you write? As much as you think you are Bruce Willis, you are not. Your kids were...
I'm still looking at, I'm looking for tweets. No tweets yet. Just so y'all know. No tweets yet.
Babies when we started dating. If you saw him on social media on vacation with, it was heartbreaking, it could be. I was 7 years in. And what about this, about Gina? You wrote, I don't want to be a side piece, but I'll treat you as a king. You wanted to be the main girlfriend? In 2013, yes. You saw social media posts of Mr. Combs with other girlfriends and got angry, right? Can I speak? I was jealous of certain situations.
Cassie was still on the stand.
How about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend, a
Candidate.
potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
Like they ain't gonna get
really
wore out. after you-
durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
For those of you who have not bought either one of my card games, make sure to pick you up one of a card game. Deeper Discussions is for men and women. It will help you get an understanding of who the person is that is in front of you that you're about to start having sex with and probably live in same house with or whatever. And you don't know this goddamn person. So it's important for you to have a tool that you can use to help you vet the person that you're potentially looking to date or have a baby with. So make sure to get a card game. If you have not already, let's get at least 10 card games sold before the live stream is over. The link is in the chat and the link is also under this video. If you're in here and you're like, oh damn, what is that? Hit the link, hit the blue link that is in the chat, or hit the link that is under this video and check out one of my card games.
Diddy's defense attorney starts off with a text from Cassie that read, quote, I love our FOs when we both want it. Cassie told the attorney that loving FOs were just words at that point, but the messages continue on with
Just
Diddy sending,
words.
quote, I want to freak out right now. And Cassie replying, LOL, me too. From the stand, Cassie tells the attorney that she texts more than that, to which Diddy's attorney responds, but you did text that to him. The attorney goes on to read the next message, which was a message from...
See, evidence is evidence. If you said, I want to do a freak off as much as you do, and you say this over and over again throughout a certain amount of years, because they have pages and pages of text messages, you can't turn around and say, well, I didn't mean that. This is the evidence. That's like saying, hey, did you use this knife to do this? And I turn around and say, but I didn't want to do it. It don't matter. Did you do it?
Diddy saying Jules is available if you're into it. And then the attorney says to Cassie, you could have said yes or no. And you said, love you. Cassie tells the attorney there was no yes or no. The attorney notes later, Diddy said, do I have your permission to set up some fun? And she responded, ovulation? A text message.
Yeah, Letitia, the artist, whoever the artist is, he is or she is terrible. They got everybody looking stupid. That damn artist drawing all them people's faces.
Message from 2013 is read in which Cassie writes, I wish we could have FO'd before you left. And then another message from 2017.
See, like, I want you to think about this. I wish we could have FO'd before you left. That means you don't have to do it. I wish we could have did something before you left. You don't have to do it because he left. So how is that coercion? How is that out of fear? She's lying because you don't have to do it because he ain't here. Why are you saying, I wish I could have did something that you don't have to do out of fear? She wanted to do this shit. Man, it's so much proof saying that Cassie was an active participant and she wasn't coerced is crazy.
In which Diddy was making plans for an FO and he texts Cassie, quote, didn't hear from you, so I just put some plans in motion. Let me know when to stop. He also...
Uh-oh, hold on. Aubrey from Danity Kane making a band is up now, and we know her and Diddy smashed. Wait, she's up on the stand now? Cassie's supposed to be on the stand until 12 o'clock. Let me see what happened. Chris Brown, just for the record, Chris Brown has been denied bail and is now scheduled to enter a plea on June 13th. Damn, Chris back in jail, y'all, and he cannot get bail. All right, so I'm going through what Dion, do you got time to come up? What are you seeing? Okay, all I got here is Combs Estavo. What did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought Mr. Adi was recording? He said he'll take care of it. Are you aware of an escort leaving comments on Mr. Combs' Instagram page? Ventura, I am not. What do you got? Hold on. Let me drop the link. I'm dropping a link, Dion, if you want to come up, because what are you talking about? She's still on stand. Are you saying she's in the building? Chris Brown is locked up because of Jay-Z. Yeah, Dion, pull up, man. I want to see what you got. You got a whole bunch of information I don't have. Because according to Inner City Press, Cassie is still on the stand, and she will be on the stand for another 2 hours. Well, I don't understand what you're talking about. So I dropped the link, Dion. Pull up, because I'm confused by your texts.
Also text surprise package coming from out of state, as well as just let me know if.
Hold on, let me back up.
Goes on to read the next message, which was a message from Diddy saying Jules is available if you're into it. And then the attorney says to Cassie, you could have said yes or no. And you said, love you. Cassie tells the attorney there was no yes or no. The attorney notes later, Diddy said, do I have your permission to set up some fun? And she responded, ovulation? A text message from 2013 is read in which Cassie writes, I wish we could have FO'd before you left. And then another message from 2017 in which Diddy was making plans for an FO, and he texts Cassie, quote, didn't hear from you, so I just put some plans in motion. Let me know when to stop. He also texts surprise package coming from out of state, as well as just let me know if I'm headed in the wrong direction so I can cancel. According to the Associated Press, in response to some of these text messages, Cassie glanced at the judge saying, quote, this isn't about what I feel is relevant right now, right? Because there's a lot that we skipped over. The next set of questions go to some of the other women that were in Diddy's life. Cassie testified that she had some jealousy of the mother of Diddy's kids, Kim Porter, who of course passed away in 2018. Cassie testified that she would get upset when Diddy spent holidays with his family and Kim, even though Diddy and Kim were not together anymore. Cassie also testified about her jealousy related to a woman named Gina that Diddy was spending time with in 2014. Cassie said that Diddy denied the relationship with Gina, but she continued to be a topic of arguments amongst the two of them.
That part, Gina. This is about hierarchy. The lawsuit is about hierarchy. The reason why we all are here right now is because Cassie wanted to be his wife. And now this bitch Gina is in here. And she's like, yo, why do you keep bringing in new women instead of picking me? And it goes back to this.
Diddy never got back to her, so she called KK, the assistant. She was like, yo, did he read the book? And KK told her, no, ain't nobody read that. And she.
All this is about attention, y'all. She wrote a book just to give to Diddy for Diddy not to damn read. All of this is about attention.
I want you to read this. And they're like, why'd you send it to him? And he's like, because I wanted him to understand what he did to me and why it's not okay. And she's like, I just wanted to be seen.
See, all this is about attention. Diddy is about to go to prison just because Cassie wanted attention.
And she's like, I just wanted to be seen. And she's like, I just wanted to be seen. And Diddy never got back to her. So she called KK, the assistant. She was like, yo, did he read the book? And KK told her, no, ain't nobody read that. And she was like, what? And they were like, and she was like, nobody takes that book seriously. They don't even think you really wrote it. Like, basically calling her dumb and thinking that they think that she's too stupid to even write a book.
See, that's what this whole thing is about. She's tired of Gina, J-Lo, all these other people having hierarchy over her, and Diddy looking at her like she's stupid. This is what this is about. Inadvertently or purposely. Did Cassie inadvertently or purposely put Diddy in a position where he actually may beat this case? Cassie may still, after all these years, because I think she's like 37 or 38, to this day may have Stockholm syndrome. And because of the Stockholm syndrome, wants to see Diddy free. We want to talk about Stockholm Syndrome and the loyalty that women have to the man that has imprinted her. And she's going to have this loyalty for the rest of her life. It's not about being with Diddy. It's about getting approval from Diddy. It's about showing her undying vampire loyalty to Diddy. She has to be loyal to the man that bit her, to the man that bit her, to the man that bit her. So she can go on with her life. But the first thing she has to do before she goes on with her life is to ensure that Diddy does not go to prison. Diddy is Cassie's imprint. Her testimony explained it. So what I'm saying is, she still may be subtly looking for Diddy's approval. She said it in the testimony. She said she did all the freak offs, the pee in the mouth and messing with this person and messing with that person. She literally said, I did freak offs like it was a full-time job. We did 4-day-long freak offs. She drugged herself. She said she took the drugs. She said she did all the shit. She said she went to Craigslist. She went to Backpage. She said she choreographed the freak offs. She said I took the drugs to numb myself from everything. She said I took the drugs. Not one time in her testimony did she say he gave me the drugs. She said I took the drugs. Diddy is Cassie's spirit animal, but women don't care about somebody saving them. They care about them saving you. See, when you did not get the love and protection from your mother, who was your original savior, you become the savior. You don't give a shit about somebody saving you. You need to be the person saving them, because nobody saved you when you were little. So now you become the mother and you run around trying to save people. She's telling the court, she's telling the jury, hey, what we did was legal. So if her testimony helps Diddy beat these charges, he may finally see her in a way she always needed him to see her, without using her body, something that she never has been able to do in the past. If she bottoms for Diddy when he needs her the most, which is helping him avoid prison time, it may release her from a lifetime of feeling not enough. She has proven to Diddy, after all these years, that Cassie is the most valuable commodity that he's ever had. See, this is the reason why women want men who get bitches. Because a man that gets bitches is the one who actually would see you as special, because he gets a lot of bitches. And then a man that gets a lot of bitches, if he settles down with you, you're going to be like, wow, I must be special, because he had the opportunity to get with all of them women, but he chose to be with me. Versus a man that doesn't get bitches and walks up and says, you're special. You're like, nigga, you just don't get no bitches. So the man that gets bitches, that gets with you, is the one that's going to make you actually feel like you're special. But the man that don't get bitches, that wants to be with you, you're not going to believe that he thinks you're special. You're going to think he just is a dude that can't get bitches. And you're the prettiest girl he's just ever been with. And he ain't experienced shit, because all these other women are so much more pretty than me. He can't get those women. Therefore, you don't want to be with him, because why would I want to be with somebody that has to think I'm special because he can't get nobody else better than me? You want a man that can get women better than you, but you choose her because you think she's special. I do this shit for a goddamn living. What I am saying is, if you believe deep down that you are not worthy of love, you're going to date a man that will confirm to you that you're not worthy of love. Sometimes a woman would be in this toxic, terrible, disgusting relationship with a man, but no matter what, no matter where she goes, no matter what happens in her life, she's still drawn back to this toxic, terrible, disgusting man that doesn't mean her any good. If you've ever felt like you've been drawn or are drawn back to this toxic, pookie dude, even though you're trying to go live your life and be free, but something in your brain, because it's your brain wiring that's causing you to still have this connection to this toxic, terrible, disgusting dude. She ends up believing she's unlovable. And then at some point, she gets with a guy that wants to love her, and she's just like, what's wrong with you? She actually looks down on the guy that wants to love her, that views her as lovable, because she's like, why? Don't nobody think I'm lovable. And here you come talking about I'm lovable. What do you want from me? You're either a lame or either you are a good man, but you don't see that I'm unlovable. At some point, you're going to see that I'm unlovable and you're going to leave me. I ain't finna fall for this. You think I'm crazy. I'm out. And then she self-sabotages the relationship because she doesn't think she's lovable. She doesn't think she's worthy of love. Women like her do not value somebody valuing them because it does not confirm what they already believe about themselves. The number one biological thing that we all have to be aware of, we search out in the world for confirmation of what we think about ourselves. If you think you're not worthy of love, you're going to find a man that does not think you're worthy of love in order to confirm what you already believe about yourself.
Hey, how about we meet up at a coffee shop and play?
All right, I got Dion here.
What's up, boss?
Yo, you there?
How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. All right, so you got some information that I don't have, and don't bring up nobody else's YouTube channel. But what all you got? What are you?
I just heard on another person's YouTube channel that Danity Kane, the two girls from the group, supposed to be up there today. That's all I heard.
Yeah, I already knew that. It's that's why I played this video first.
Cassie grew up from a little girl that was willing to like give every, lap dances basically, and get drunk and just have a good like model time. She was a sweetheart though, but seeing her do like just have a good time as a young girl and then turn into like, no, this is what I want. But she had watched me and she had watched so many other women. So I see that, the power, but I didn't see how she was being kept.
So yeah. So what all you got? So yeah.
Hey, I don't got popcorn, but I got this.
Gotcha. So
yes, I think Jay-Z.
The Richards girl is a Richards girl. Something Richards. I forgot. It was
Dawn from Danity Kane.
Yeah. No.
She might.
Well, wait, from Dirty Money. Maybe Danity Kane.
She was with the Danity Kane group too, right?
Okay, go ahead. All right, gotcha.
So yeah, I think she's gonna try to help him out. The interview I saw.
Dawn Richards is against Diddy, but this woman is for Diddy. It's both of the women they were working with Diddy on Dirty Money. One is for Diddy and one is against Diddy.
All right.
Yeah, Dawn Richards is against Diddy. But you said something else. What was the other stuff you was talking about?
The Tory Lanez, I think because Jay-Z was trying to get Tory Lanez to sign to him. And Tory Lanez and the Megan Thee Stallion situation happened. And Megan Thee Stallion is very cool with Beyonce and Jay-Z. So since Tory Lanez didn't sign up.
You said something about Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown. See, Chris Brown had put on Twitter or something, he said free Tory. And next thing you know, he's in jail for something that happened like 3 years ago.
Are you kidding me?
Something that happened 3 years ago. Now check this out. Jay-Z do not like Chris Brown. He never liked Chris Brown, especially because Jay-Z, was tight with Rihanna. That was his artist way back in the day.
Oh, keep going. This is it.
So Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion and Jay-Z and Beyonce tight like that. So Chris Brown said free Tory, and next thing you know, he's in jail. So I think it's a Jay-Z pull because Megan Thee Stallion is using Jay-Z's attorneys and stuff like that.
Oh man, and do you know that he's denied bail?
Yep.
And this is a side note because this might not have nothing to do with nothing. DDG just received a $300 bottle of Ace of Spades from Jay-Z. And what is being said is that is an ominous gift, letting DDG know that you need to slow down with something. Because if you receive a gift from Jay-Z, it means that Jay-Z is watching you. I'm like, yo, because just like you said with Chris Brown, Jay-Z can pull some strings and get you put in prison for 10 years when you ain't even did shit. Tory Lanez is in prison for 10 years and he didn't do shit. Now Chris Brown is in jail for no bail for simply saying free Tory Lanez. And then you turn around and you start building your platform up and you get a Ace of Spades delivery from Jay-Z. That means I'm watching you too, nigga. And if you say something crazy that I don't like about Halle Bailey or whatever, damn. That's why I don't talk about Jay-Z.
Right.
That's why I'm talking about Jay-Z.
Well, look, you can't make this up, brother. I was just watching. You said don't mention nobody's name, but you already mentioned her name, Tisa Tales. I was watching her live, and next thing you know, she's talking about Diddy's sons, and no lie, bro, Diddy's sons walked right behind her, bro.
What?
During the live. This was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And she mentioned, she was like, they just walked behind me. I'm like, she was just talking about them like 5 minutes ago.
Wow, they probably on their phone watching her and be like, "Oh, what is bitch at?" You know what I'm saying? Looking at her background, like, "Oh, I know exactly what part, bro."
It's crazy, man. But free Tory, man, free Tory.
And she did say that Diddy seen her and started staring at her, like he knew who she was.
Yeah, man.
But all right, man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate
keep
you.
Going, man. Keep going. Good show.
I appreciate you, bro. All right. Free Tory, y'all. Free Tory. God damn. Yo, I wanted to go and be there in New York, but it would have cost me so much money because I would have had to get an Airbnb for like, I don't know, 10 days. And I'm not going through all that shit. But yeah, this is this shit is crazy. Let's see. 6 minutes ago. Okay, here we go. They are back. He just announced that they are back. So the tweets are coming back. So I'm about to read the tweets. Okay. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. All right, they're back. Combs Estavo. Did you get neurofeedback therapy? Ventura said yes. Estavo says, what is this? Ventura says, they hook something up to your head and show you things. See how you react. Oh, okay. Is a neural reaction thing. Okay. Estavo, were you told the effect of it? Ventura says, help me with my trauma. That's interesting. Chris Brown. Free Chris, free Tory Lanez, and Chris Brown. Yeah. This shit is going slow as hell today. Okay. Estavo, did you participate in EMDR? Does anybody know what EMDR means? It sounds like Monarch programming. I never heard of this. No one framed Tory. He admitted it in text and called. No, he did not do nothing. So EMDR is a drug. Okay. EMDR sounds like an activity. Okay. So Combs Estavo, did you participate in EMDR? That sounds like an activity and not a drug, but okay. I don't know. Ventura says yes. Hold on, let me see. What is EMDR? It's a therapy program. Y'all talking about some damn drugs. It's EMDR therapy. Okay, is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It is a form of psychologically psychotherapy designed to treat post-traumatic stress disorder. Yes. EMDR, it's eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. All right, is a therapy. Yes. What does it do? Memories and processing them. Memories and how I process them. The idea is you recall prior traumatic memories like PTSD. You are being treated for PTSD. Yes. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It sounds like she went through some like good therapy. I ain't never heard this stuff. So that's it for now. We're waiting on more stuff.
The flip side, Cassie said that Diddy was also concerned that she was becoming involved with other men as well. The attorney starts asking about her relationship with Kid Cudi, because there's a lot that we skipped over. The next set of questions go to some of the other women that were in Diddy's life. Cassie testified that she had some jealousy of the mother of Diddy's kids, Kim Porter, who of course passed away in 2018. Cassie testified that she would get upset when Diddy spent holidays with his family and Kim, even though Diddy and Kim were not together anymore.
Hold on.
Yes, we were talking about Don Richard from Danity Kane and then Diddy Dirty Money. Diddy's next witness testifying against him is Don Richard. And yes, we were talking about Don Richard from Danity Kane and then Diddy Dirty Money. The government just confirmed tomorrow, after Cassie Ventura's cross-examination wraps up, they are going to call Don Richard to give her testimony against Diddy. And this is huge news, because if you have read Don Richard's lawsuit against Diddy, she was around a lot of the time when Diddy was allegedly doing all of this stuff to Cassie Ventura. In Don Richard's civil lawsuit, she claimed on several occasions she saw Diddy beating Cassie Ventura. She said at one point her and Kalina Harper even tried to intervene, and Diddy told them, "Don't tell my B word, Cassie Ventura, what she should be doing." She claims that Diddy then said, "I end artists, I shelve careers. You could be missing. You up today." And then she claims this is when she started to be very fearful of Diddy. And not only will she be a witness to corroborate things that Cassie Ventura is saying, she has alleged a lot of things herself in her civil lawsuit against Diddy. One part in her lawsuit has always stuck in my mind so vividly because it is so scary. She claimed in November 2009, after the Soul Train Awards in Atlanta, Georgia, Diddy flew out her and Miss Harper to his home in New York on his private jet for an after party. She claimed that there were a lot of well-known celebrities at this after party and a whole bunch of illegal substances. She claimed upon her information and belief, Diddy arranged for dozens of young women and girls, some who appeared to be underage, to be transported to the party. She
That
claimed that
is
these
the
women
trafficking.
arrived wearing little to no clothing and were given substances and alcohol, and many of them appeared lethargic or passed out while Diddy and his guest performed acts on them. And at one point, she recalls Diddy saying, "This is a buffet. Enjoy yourselves." She claims that she wanted to leave this after party after seeing all of these young women and Diddy saying that it was a buffet and to enjoy yourself, but she had to wait for help for Capricorn Clark. She said that she started to panic and felt like she was being trapped against her will. So she ended up going into a room and locking the door and putting things in front of the door so nobody could come in. Don Richard also alleged that she witnessed Kim Porter coming out of one of Diddy's recording studios with tears down her face, thinking that Diddy possibly assaulted her. And it doesn't end there. She even spoke about a lot of information about herself, things that Diddy would do, like having no clothes on in front of her, forcing her to work long hours with little to no sleep, and all of this. Don Richard's testimony.
And I did a video about Don Richard. Uh-oh. Hold on, something else.
If Tory Lanez former lawyer Sean Holly allegedly set him up and worked for Rock Nation, wouldn't it be wild if
Listen.
Tory Lanez former lawyer Sean Holly allegedly set him up and worked for Rock Nation? Wouldn't it be wild if she had a show that she produced based on her life named after Jay-Z?
Tory Lanez, former lawyer, works for Jay-Z.
First album, Reasonable Doubt. Wouldn't it be wild if her daughter, who's a singer, sang background for Beyonce? It would be even wilder that this is just a month after the alleged shooting in the foot. I mean, it wouldn't be any more wild if that he does an interview explaining that the 4 pieces of DNA on that weapon, none of those were his. Then he gets stabbed in jail and is in critical condition. I mean, that would be crazy if that was true, right?
All right, so hold on. Day 5. Let's see what we got.
So day 5 of the Diddy trial just begins today. And here's the start, and here's what we're looking for today.
All right, they don't have nothing.
Hey guys, it's Alicia.
She don't have
I
nothing.
can understand how some of y'all still confused about
They don't
this
have
right
nothing.
here.
They don't have nothing.
Did Mr. Combs go through your phone? I think so, and he called someone on it. The person you had an affair with, an NFL player, I don't know if he's playing anymore, but he was an NFL player and he was jealous. Wasn't there a time he found out you were dancing with another person in the entertainment industry and took your phone, right? I don't remember. It was Chris Brown. I was not dancing with him. Look at this. It's from 2013. Now I see. What else did Mr. Combs take? My car, my passport, when he was angry. Let's refresh you about Mr. Combs being in rehab. I vaguely remember, Cassie says. Why did you go to Sedona? I went to Arizona to get away from the rugs. I am going to go into a new topic. Mr. Combs told you to go get the video you'd heard about. What did you write? I wrote, you keep putting me down. I'm going to play you some audio. So Cassie says, if you saw a video of someone effing me, who was effing me? You have it. Why didn't you show me? Because I'm not disrespectful, bro. If you don't show me, I will ill you. You up.
Damn.
I will effing ill you. I've never illed anyone in my life. I'm going to F you up.
Ill means delete.
It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. I'm not playing with you. Tell me. That was you, right? Cassie, yes. Did Mr. Combs express concern about these videos being released? Cassie asked when. And they ask her ever. Cassie says yes. The escort Jonathan, you thought he took a video. Cassie says yes. This Jonathan escort is a very important escort to remember. There are lots of things with this Jonathan escort tied into this RICO case. Did Mr. Combs go through your phone? I think so, and he called some.
Oh shit. Everyone has been wondering about Justin Bieber through the P. Diddy.
All right, can you tell us who you are?
My name is Holly Beard, and I am a...
Okay, so no new information is coming out right now. Let's go back on Twitter. Let's see. 3 minutes ago, Cassie confirmed that she was not treated for sex addiction, sex compulsion, or love addiction. Hold on, this is interesting. Breaking news. Breaking news. This is very important right here. So they already asked, did you participate in EMDR? Now let's talk about rehab. Do you still what? Do you still suboxone? Suboxone. Let's see. What is suboxone? Suboxone is a prescription medicine used to treat opioid disorder. Okay. So we're getting something right here. Do you still take Suboxone? And it's an anti-opioid thing that gets you off of opioids. Ventura said something like it. So the whole conversation that we've been having has been about Cassie being a junkie or used to be a junkie. They just asked her a very interesting question. Do you still to this day, while you're married, Suboxone, okay, while you're married to your loser husband, sorry, but to be with somebody like her, he's a loser. Sorry. Do you still take this opioid inhibitor, whatever? She says something like it. What does it treat? Opioid addiction. Johnson says objection. Overruled. The judge overruled the objection, which means they can keep asking the same question. They're just yelling out objections for no reason. Estovia, you wrote a book in rehab. The place treats sexual compulsion. Now they're looking at her. What's up, Moeezy? Now they're looking at her like, are you in there for sex addiction? So these questions are getting a little bit better finally. The judge, hold on, let's see. The government has said the defense's cross-examination can go until 4:30 p.m. today, and they'll limit themselves to 30 minutes of redirect. Combs' lawyer, Anna Marina Estavio, we have evidentiary issues. Judge, tell me about them. Should have been in writing. We don't understand why they are taking time objecting to our exhibits. Johnson, they are proposing to us to use a video of Mr. Combs walking in nature, talking about God. Is it improper, invalid jury notification? Combs, speaking of God, Combs Estavio, this is about him being in rehab, which Miss Ventura didn't remember. So we want to refresh our recollection, her recollection with this. Johnson, I cannot be played. Okay, it cannot be played for her in front of the jury. Estavo, we have headphones. Judge, our jury is ready. Any more issues? Combs Estavo, if the R word is after the charge conduct, it shouldn't have come in. It's a huge issue for us. I'll say that again. If the R word is after the charge conduct, it shouldn't have come in. It's a huge issue for us. Judge, it's not a huge issue. You did not raise it at the time. Estavo, we thought we could cross it. Cross meaning cross-examine the conversation. Diddy and R. Kelly, like, okay. Let's see. Judge, all rise. I'm going a little bit back because I just ran across these. Good morning. You are still under oath, Miss Ventura. Estavo, you believe Mr. Combs was blacked out for the intercontinental event? He blacked out. That was when he overdosed. I believe he was. Everyone's definition is different, but you said blackout. Estavo, what did you write here? I wrote, when you get effed up the wrong way. When you get effed up the wrong way, Estavo, you meant drugs, Ventura, and alcohol. Estavo, here Combs writes to you, I am so horny for you. It's not in evidence. Okay, so I think we're caught up now. Let's see if I can update something. I think something just happened. Let's see, 2 minutes. The defense is jumping around the timeline sometimes putting up messages, then taking them down without asking any questions. We are not going to proceed in this fashion. All right, they in there acting a fool. They talking shit to each other. All right, defense just tried it. Cassie confirms she is not treated for sex addiction, sex compulsion, or love addiction. Okay. They tried to lead the witness in that situation right there. Did you also go for sex addiction? No. I'm on there for opioids. Now let's talk about rehab. Do you still take Suboxone? Okay. So now we are all caught up.
Cassie also testified about her jealousy related to a woman named Gina that Diddy was spending time with in 2014. Cassie said that Diddy denied the relationship with Gina, but she continued to be a topic of arguments amongst the two of them. On the flip side, Cassie said that Diddy was also concerned that she was becoming involved with other men as well. The attorney starts asking about her relationship with Kid Cudi. Diddy apparently thought it would be good if Cassie collaborated with Kid Cudi, but while she and Diddy were on a break, Cassie and Cudi began a relationship, but she admits that she was still doing FOs with Diddy. The relationship.
So we talked about that already. So this is more information right here.
Let's get into what happened before lunch on day 4 of the Diddy trial, which again is just my summary of reports by people who are actually in.
Wait, that's
and
day,
one thing about this whole.
that's day 5. I mean day 4. Day 5.
Good morning. Today is day 5 of Diddy's trial. Cassie is back on the stand, and this was a photo of her leaving her New York apartment, and she seems to be in good spirits. Obviously, we know she's very pregnant. She's at about 8.5 months, and the judge made it very clear she needs to be done today. Earlier this morning, the judge let the defense team know that the prosecutors are allowing them until 4:30 p.m. to do their cross-examination. The judge said the prosecutors were fine having only 30 minutes and starting at 4:30 to redirect once the defense team was done with Cassie. So what that likely means is that we won't be hearing from Dawn until Monday. Our prosecutors did file a letter to the court earlier this morning because they feel like Diddy's team is purposely trying to go for a mistrial. They believe that Diddy's attorneys were trying to push Cassie's cross-examination into next week, and if she does go into labor, the judge will be forced to call a mistrial. They even say that they believe yesterday Diddy's attorney was slow-walking Cassie's cross-examination. They accused Diddy's attorneys for purposely making Cassie read through so many text messages before asking her questions and retreading topics over and over again. Obviously, Diddy's team tried it, but the judge is not having any of it. He made it clear this needs to be done today. I did get a lot of people asking if I was in the courtroom, which I am not. I have so many tabs open from Inner City Press on Twitter, who is live tweeting, but I also have CNN, New York Post, the New York Times, NBC, Washington Post. I have so many because everybody.
That is interesting. All right, y'all. So I'm going to come back. I got some stuff I got to do, and then I'm going to come back when more information is coming in, because the information is coming in so slow. And the way I operate is I like to compile all the information to give a proper show instead of sitting around waiting on tweets. Y'all could read the tweets y'all damn selves. So I'm going to compile some more information, and then I'm going to come back probably another 2 hours. It's going to be going on until 4 o'clock. So I will be back because the stuff I'm coming up with, y'all can go see yourselves. So I'm not going to be sitting here having y'all on the show when y'all could be looking up stuff yourselves. So I'll be back. Thank y'all for being here, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I will be back probably in another 2-3 hours. So talk to y'all later.